The Wilder Show podcast. I'm Scott. That's Lauren.
Hello.
Hi, Lauren. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Mm-hmm. I'm okay. Instagram. You can find us on Instagram. You will go there and then search Wilder Show Pod. Then you'll like it and follow and all that. We appreciate that. Podcast at wildershow.com. That's how you email us. Podcast at wildershow.com. The Wilder Show podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 a.m. Central Time or before, wherever you get your podcasts, including, but not limited to, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts, you'll find us. And now just to show everyone that you and I never talk until we are on the radio, we also have a TikTok.
No, we don't.
We do. We have had it for a couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
And we've had over 50,000 views.
How did I not know this?
Because I didn't tell you.
Okay. Did you think I would be against it? Because I'm
I
morally against TikTok?
No, actually, I don't have a personal TikTok.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, a lot of people are getting a lot of exposure with TikTok. I think I'll go ahead and do it. And so I did it. And it has been remarkable. The follows and the things. It's amazing. I'll tell you when I got it. Remember when the White House got their TikTok?
No.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Well, the whole thing was the White House. I thought the president was about to make TikTok go away. And it's on like a 6-month
reprieve or something. Yeah.
It's a perpetual 6-month reprieve. And I thought, if they're going to do it, I said, it's probably going to be around a little while. And a lot of people are already on it. So there is all you do is search Wilder Show.
Okay.
Or Wilder Show Podcast, and you'll find the same logo. And then you can follow us there if you want to.
I do have the app.
Oh, what are you nervous about?
I know myself.
Oh, you mean about that? Well, you have to get some good self-control.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Okay. I mean, it's just have one milk dud.
Oh
leave the rest in the box.
Who are you?
Yeah, well, that's the
who can have one milk dud
or one junior mint. And those little those peach Haribo things,
peach rings.
Yes,
Haribo, the gummy bear brand. Yeah,
the peach is one I really do sort of like.
Yeah,
and it's got sour, and if it's got sour, then I'll take a little sweet. I bought a bag of those about 2 weeks ago, and I still have like 4 or 5 in it.
Yeah,
because I just every now and then I like to taste it, and that's it. And then I'll just curl it back up and stick it away.
See, if I have a bag of Sour Patch Kids or something like that, and I put it in a cabinet, and I think I'll have just a few. I'll have just a few at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can even make them last through an entire day,
I know.
Then by the next day, maybe I'm saying, well, I'll just have a few more, and then a few more, and then maybe a few more, and by the time I'm getting to the end of the bag, it's like just finish them, and then they won't be screaming your name anymore. Well, they'll be gone, and you can just throw the bag away. I have no self-control.
Say something. No, I don't think it's that at all. You just don't want to leave any of the kids out.
I don't.
And so
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm looking. I'm a silver lining guy.
I appreciate that.
Well,
and it turns out I did open my TikTok app, but apparently you can't. I mean, I did have the app, but I don't. You have to sign up for TikTok to get into. Yeah. I'll do that. I'll do that sometime when we're not, in the middle of really important.
Yeah, that's or you could go online, just go on the computer and put in TikTok.com, and then you could just view it that way.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to have an account.
Okay.
So TikTok.com, just to show people that it's there. Anyway, it's there. Lauren and I never talk until we're on here arguing about something. So anyway, there it is, TikTok. You follow us on TikTok too. TikTok too. There are a lot of people that do follow us on TikTok. So find us there on TikTok also. And now we have something even more important to talk about.
We do.
We are doing something very fun on Friday, October the 3rd. And we do want to know who might be interested. And you say, well, tell me about that thing. Well, actually, we're not going to. We're not going to not going to tell you what it is. What we really want to know primarily is, especially from charter members, if you've been with us from the very beginning. So how do you want to do this? Send us an email?
Send us an email.
Just say, I am going to be around.
You do have to be available for, I would say, for late afternoon and into the evening.
Somewhere like between 6:45 5 and 9.
You have to be in the North Texas
That's right.
area,
North
for
Texas
sure.
area, 5 and 9.
Or be able to get here.
Be in,
Yeah, to spend that part of the evening with us.
So you would send that to say, yeah, I'm interested, or boy, you are the master of the tease, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I'm available. I'm going to be in, and tell us more.
Yeah.
But we probably won't tell it here. We will tell you perhaps that in a response to you, at least for the next week or so. Is that okay?
Sure.
So you'll send an email to podcast@wildershow.com.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say first come, first serve, but we would like to know rather quickly those who are available on Friday, October 3rd, for something we think will be a lot of fun.
Well, we can tell you it will involve a great company.
Great company.
It will involve, if you love the Wilder Show podcast, it will involve like-minded people.
Yes, that's right.
It will involve great music.
That's true.
And food.
That's
right.
True.
Did
too.
I say food already?
You did not.
Yes, there will be food, and and a great time had by all.
That's right. Please send us an email, even right now, to podcast@wildershow.com. Just tell Lauren you are interested. Okay, we got to do a little. We have several things to talk about here. Should we say something quickly about that ding dong ditch thing?
Yeah,
is that okay?
I have so many. I mean, it's so tragic.
It is.
So many questions about that.
We know the story by now. A group of kids. How old were they? 11 years old or something?
Well, the little boy who was shot was 11. Yeah.
Okay, so an 11-year-old boy and his friends. They're in a Houston area neighborhood. They're doing that thing that some people call ding dong ditch, where you ring the doorbell and then you run away.
We played that when I was a kid.
Yeah. I think we did too, but I have a story to tell about this kind of thing. The homeowner came out of his house with a gun and fired several shots and struck and killed this 11-year-old boy. And that is that. That little boy is dead now because of this sort of thing. Now you say, well, was it the prank that killed him? Was it the man that killed the guy is being charged, as I recall, with first-degree murder. He is. I mean, that's it. That is intense. $1 million bond. No, I mean, the guy for the suspect. His life is also probably over. But I want to tell a story about this real quick. Many, many years ago, I was the subject. My house was the subject of a ding dong ditch thing. And I didn't, there'd been a couple of things in the neighborhood that had gone on. And I mean, little things, and I don't mean break-ins necessarily, but stuff happens. And if you're the homeowner, you are a little more nervous about stuff than the kids that are playing baseball in the street. They're not thinking about, ownership and, their property and property damage and all this kind of stuff. So the doorbell is rung and I hear a bunch of noise, scuffling and running around. And I walked out front and it was nighttime. Yeah. And I looked around and I saw a bush that was moving.
You're a little freaked out? I
was a little freaked out, I got to tell you. But I felt like I think I saw a little arm. And I said, you boys come out of there. I said, I know you're in there. Just come out. Uh-huh. And very slowly, two boys come out. How old were they? They probably were around 11, 12 years old. Yeah. They were pretty young. And I said, you boys come over here and just have a seat on the ground right here. And they did. And man, they were shaking in their shoes. They were like teary-eyed and everything. Yikes. And I said, listen to me. I said, I'm not mad at you, but you're lucky that you did this at this house and not some other house. If you want to go home and tell your parents that I came out and told you to sit down and we talked, you tell them. And I'm happy to talk to your parents about this. So I'm not mad at you, but I want you to know you are lucky that it was me that came out of that door, because you never know about what's going to happen when you do this kind of stuff. And I know it seems like it's fun. I know it seems like it's just a fun thing to sort of razz the old folks, but I'm telling you, it's potentially really dangerous. Yeah. And I wouldn't want anything to happen to you boys. And I want you to know you're free to go home, tell your parents, or don't tell your parents. You don't have to tell me your names. I don't want to know where you live, but I want you to know that this could have gone very, very differently. They got up and yes, sir, and yes, sir, and yes, sir, and that kind of stuff. I said, all right, you guys get on your bikes and get out of here. And they did. When I saw this thing, I thought of those two kids. Now, I'm not saying I saved their lives, but I'll tell you something. I hope that they are telling their kids now about what happened to them when it was low those many years ago. They might say to their kids, I saw this thing on the news, and I want you to know there was a day when I used to do that. And let me tell you, this guy, this old, ugly guy came in.
It's really mean old guy. Scared us to death.
And hair white like a scarecrow. And
he was giant. He was probably like 7 feet tall.
He told us to sit on the ground. We sat on the ground, and he gave us his talking to. But I got to tell you, that was a good thing what that guy did. Anyway, so I think of that when I saw his kid. I feel so bad for the kid, for his parents. Obviously, a little bit bad for the guy that did it. I don't think he was trying to. He didn't wake up that day saying, I'm going to shoot some kids and be in jail the rest of my life at the very least.
And who even knows? So did you know that the suspect is a disabled vet, served from 2013 to 2016 in the Army, Texas National Guard from December 2016 to May 2021. He was in Afghanistan from November 2014 to April 2015. The kids knocked on his door and ran several times. It was late at night. I can't. I'm not blaming the victim by any stretch of the imagination, but it says it was this little boy and his cousin, and they were out in the neighborhood after a family birthday party. That 11 years. That seems to me pretty late. I was never outside by myself, or even with other kids my age at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. I told you, this is the first I know of those details, that it certainly probably will have to be that the guy has some mitigation.
Yeah.
In this case, could be PTSD. He could have his
maybe. Yeah.
There's some reason why it's not first-degree murder that is mitigated by something. Now, it may shave off 10 or 15 years of his time in prison, but it might save his life. In the sense that he might not be given the death penalty. I don't think it was premeditated murder.
No.
They may bring that down, but anyway, the whole thing is really tragic. I feel bad for everybody. President Trump is alive.
He is.
Seems like a weird thing to have to say. There was a big surge, though, I don't know if you saw, of interest in determining whether he was alive. When, get this, they said, we haven't seen Trump since he took questions for 3 hours a week ago at the cabinet meeting. Oh, no. It's been a week since he was there 3 hours? I mean, what? Can you believe it? A whole week? They went without hearing from President Trump. Remember in the last administration?
We went much longer than that without seeing or hearing from Joe Biden, didn't we?
Didn't it seem like we went a long time?
Were people seriously worried about where the president
I think hopeful,
was?
probably some. But they really thought, no, we think they're doing this and they're faking this and it's an old this and somebody else is tweeting. But I mean, between the times Joe Biden went unseen was a long time, and certainly a longer time between press opportunities. They were very few and very far between. In Trump's case, it was just that he hadn't made himself available for a week. Speaking of the nation's capital, did you see that the D.C. mayor has invited federal law enforcement to stay indefinitely? How about that?
She's got a good thing going, I guess.
This on the same day that Pritzker rejected Trump's offer for help. Here's what she did this, the mayor, by executive order, continuing the partnership. And she says the surge of federal officers has been beneficial in her city. She loves her city more than she hates Trump. And that can't be said of all liberals.
I mean, that you should want that from your mayor,
absolutely.
Right?
You want people to love you,
regardless of who it is they're taking help from.
Get the help.
Well, maybe not regardless of that, but in this case, he is the president of the United States. Whether you voted for him or not, Trump
says he's going to Chicago, but Chicago says, we don't want that. Pritzker says, you're not welcome in our state. So Trump says, you know what? Maybe we'll go to Louisiana. Louisiana's asking for help. Now, Louisiana's interesting because New Orleans is a blue city inside a red state,
right? Yeah.
It's sort of like Austin is a blue city inside what is still, thankfully, a red state. But he says, hey, you know what? We'll go down there and help people who want the help. But think about this for a second. Can you imagine the outcry if Trump had started this, not in California, not in D.C., not wanting to go next to Illinois or to Maryland. Can you imagine if he had started this whole thing with states that supported him, with states that were red, with states that voted for him? Wouldn't the outcry be, he's only offering this assistance to states that love him?
Of course.
He's not offering this to people that didn't vote for him. That's what they would be saying. So if he goes to his friends with help, he's not a president of all people. And if he goes to the states that didn't support him, then he's trying to control and take over our state. And we don't want that kind of help. It really is true. And it sounds hyperbolic when the president says it. He says they want violence. Democrats want violence. And I wouldn't say it that way because it's not that pure sort of full stop.
Mm-hmm.
They hate Trump more than they love their city. They hate Trump more than they love their state. They would rather not take a solution that is good for the people they've been sworn to lead and protect and represent. They would rather not take that if it comes from him.
It's a pride thing.
Sure, I think totally. So they hate Trump more than they love their city. And we'll see where this all goes. I mean, who knows? Oh, one other thing about the White House. Did you see that? It was a video of somebody throwing something out of a window of the White House. Did you see this?
I didn't see it.
Second floor. Do you remember when we were there? One of the times we were there in D.C.
Uh-huh.
And we were at that restaurant.
Across the street.
The balcony. And we could see.
Oh, it was maybe a block or two away, but the vantage point was that you could see the roof.
Yep, you could see the roof and you see the white. I think it was from that restaurant.
Wow.
This person who was taking this. Anyway, so the bottom line is those windows don't open.
Yeah.
They don't open. They have bulletproof glass, and I think each window weighs something like 60 or 80 pounds. I mean, they don't open. In fact, Michelle Obama talked about it. Not about this specifically, this event, but she talked about before how it was frustrating. They couldn't open the windows to get fresh air in the White House. The windows don't open.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought it was funny because the president was actually asked about it in a press conference. And he said, what are you talking about? He said, those windows are sealed. They don't open. And the reporter said, no, here, look, Mr. President, and brought the phone up and showed him the video. He said, no. He said, that's AI. He said, there's no way.
Could it be?
Could it be that it was open or AI?
That it's AI?
Sure, absolutely. You could make it look like that. Sure. But it was so the fact that you haven't heard about it means that it was clearly AI. It was quickly dismissed by the president, and nobody could corroborate it. One person got it up on the TikTok or whatever, and they got lots of hits and all this kind of stuff, which is what people do. It wasn't the case. It was not the case.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Take-our-Daughters-to-Work Day?
I do.
Now we had to change the name of that, and it changes. It really does kind of mess it up when you change. There was something about that, something quaint about that. I understand it was a deal. We want to let the sons leave the sons out. We also don't want to make it seem like only the dads are going to work. So it's not their moms that go to work. I never thought it was dads taking your daughters to work.
No, I think it was everybody taking your daughters to work.
And I thought the whole point was, to show them the sky's the limit and get the feel of things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so when the dictator Kim Jong-un went to visit the other dictators in China this last week, he took along his daughter.
Okay.
And I thought, like most dads, he wants her to know that the world of dictatorship isn't closed to her just because she's a girl.
Of course.
So in that way, he's really very much like the rest of us.
He's a forward-thinking guy.
There is talk of a resurgence of COVID. Speaking of this whole thing with what happened there in Beijing. When Kim Jong-un was in Beijing, I don't know if you saw this, for the Axis of Upheaval meeting that took place, an aide was seen wiping down his chair. And I mean meticulously.
Yeah.
The headrest, the armrests there on the stage, where his hands go, the back where you lean against the chair, where you sit, even where your legs are draped down across the front of the chair, all with
some kind of antibacterial stuff.
All with some kind of antiseptic wipe, was really wiping it down. But he was doing that after Kim had sat there.
So were they worried that he was sick?
No, they did it after, not before. He wasn't getting rid of germs. He was making sure there was no DNA left behind.
Wow.
Is that crazy? I'm not kidding.
What? Why?
Is that crazy?
I mean, why? Yeah.
I think somebody thinks that, you could get somebody's DNA and you could then, I don't know, what do you get little tiny, screwdrivers and hammers and make a virus that is specific to his DNA or something like getting his DNA. It was the oddest thing.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? It was the oddest thing I've ever seen. They're on the stage, they're doing all their stuff. Then they leave the stage and some, very mannerly servant type is just frantically wiping everything down.
All the things you have to think about when you're a dictator.
That's crazy. So there you go. A little dictator talk. Oh, one more thing. The president has a parade envy. I mean, he really has parade envy.
But we had a parade for.
Did you see all this?
No.
And I've talked about it before. That I was in. This was.
We did see a little bit of that.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
I was in Beijing right before the 50th anniversary of communism. They celebrate communism, so the reverse of Independence Day. It's Dependence Day, we were there, 2004, and there was a massive military parade just like this one. And so all the humans, I mean, all the people who live there in Beijing, they were not allowed to be on the streets during the parade. Only people that were selected by the government could be there on the streets. They didn't want any mayhem, nobody do anything. They rounded up all the homeless people and put them in big, white vans and really just drove them off.
Man.
We were staying right down from Tiananmen Square. So just what you saw the other day, I have seen before, but I saw it at night. And it was massive. I mean, the most massive show of force. It was jets, it was drones, it was helicopters, it was bombs, it was underwater submarine things on big trailers. It was soldiers that were all exactly the same height.
That's the thing I was going to ask you to talk about that. Once you mention it, that's the only thing you can see.
They are exactly the same. They weigh the same. They are the same height. Their hair is cut exactly. It might as well be honestly like stormtroopers from the Star Wars
CGI or something like that.
You think it couldn't be true, but they just say, no, you're too tall, get out. You're too short, get out. You're too fat, get out. You're too thin, get out. You'd all be exactly the same. And I told you before, the thing where their heads are always up really, really high. Mm-hmm. They have these needles that are protruding from their collars that point up toward the bottom of their jaw. Mm-hmm. And if their heads dip down at all, those needles cut you and you bleed,
right? Or
stab you and you bleed. And if you bleed on your uniform. And in a communist country, you don't want to get anything dirty, like bleeding on your uniform.
No.
So they can control everything. And Trump may look at that and say, hey, why can't we have great parades like that? Because we're not crazy. That's why. We don't tell people, hey, you're half an inch too tall. Get out. But if you watch these parades, it was remarkable. If you have a chance to go look at it on YouTube, it's worth looking at it just for the spectacle of it, to see what we're telling you about it. One more thing. Did you see the speedboat drug cartel thing?
No.
The explosion. You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, man. Well, there was a speedboat, and it was bringing drugs into the country. It was on the way to the U.S. The president ordered it literally blown out of the water. There were 11 drug traffickers aboard and lots of drugs on board. The video is striking. Well, striking, no pun intended. The video is striking. Yeah. It was determined that the men on the boat were part of the Tren de Aragua.
Okay.
That is designated terrorist group when the president came. Some of these people we've shipped back to Venezuela that were gang members. They were members of this gang, the Tren de Aragua. Group. And Marco Rubio said this about this. He said, intercepting drug boats doesn't work. Blowing them up does.
Wow.
And they did it. And I mean, just look it up later. It's unbelievable. It's boom, gone.
When?
Just
when
gone.
Was it?
2 days ago. Day and a half ago.
Wow.
Oh, it is time for a scatter shoot.
Let's go.
Wilder Show Scatter Shoot. Remember to email us. If you skip ahead to the Lauren part of all this, you may not have heard. you may not have heard. We're doing something fun on October the 3rd. We need to know if you're available. It's in the North Texas area. It's going to be fun. I think you'll want to be a part of it. But we have to know first, are you available and interested in doing something fun? As Kramer said, who wants to do something fun?
I want to do something fun.
Are you just saying you want to do something fun, or do you really want to do something fun?
I really want to do something fun, and I will be there.
Yeah, it's going to be, we're both going to be there. Mm-hmm. So it'll be good. So send us an email, would you? podcast@wildershow.com. podcast@wildershow.com.
We talk on this podcast quite a bit about, I haven't watched Yellowstone. I never got on the, I mean, I still would like to. I just haven't yet. Mm-hmm. But there is a new one that the one that they're filming here with the characters are Rip and who's the girl? I know Kelly Riley is the Kelly actress who plays her. But they're adding people to the cast of that spinoff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Annette Bening is going to be in it.
Love her.
And I like her a lot too. I love her in just about everything she's ever been in, and I appreciate how she is as someone who is nearly her age. We're in the same decade. I love how she is aging naturally. She's a beautiful woman, doesn't seem obsessed with looking younger than her age. Great actress, love her. Mm-hmm. But she's going to play a character, and I know this has nothing to do with her. She didn't name the character that she's going to play in the show. She's going to play the owner of a competing ranch. I guess her name is Beulah Jackson.
Beulah Jackson.
I think that's such a stereotype.
Yeah, you mean
I think it's a stereotype of a Texas woman's name, but not a 67-year-old woman. Nobody was naming there. Well, I shouldn't say nobody, but we checked. Yeah, late 50s, early 60s. Beulah was not even on the list of the top. Yeah. I saw top 100 names. Didn't you see something about top 1,000 names?
In the early 60s, Beulah dropped out of the top 1,000 names for babies born in the early 60s. I think it was in the top 200 maybe in 1960. But yeah, it's an uncommon name for sure.
So I would like them to be just a little bit more creative and age appropriate with the names of the female ranch owners in the Yellowstone spinoff. So somewhere memo to Taylor Sheridan, and I'm sure they'll take it very seriously.
So somewhere between Beulah and Brittany.
Somewhere between there.
By the way, Kelly Riley's character's name is Beth.
Yes, that's right.
Beth Dutton. Mm-hmm. She's a pistol, Beth. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
I've heard.
What's the day today? September 5th?
Yes.
Yeah. Tomorrow is the anniversary of the first supermarket, the first true supermarket established in Memphis, Tennessee.
Really?
And it was by Clarence Saunders. You may remember it was Piggly Wiggly.
Oh my goodness! Seriously?
Yeah, Piggly Wiggly was the first true supermarket, and it was on September 6th, 1916, that old Clarence got it going.
So you had Piggly Wigglies here in Dallas-Fort Worth, right?
We did, yeah. A long time ago we did. I'm not sure now, but we did for a long time.
I don't think they exist anymore.
No, really?
I don't think they have for a long time.
Really?
And we did not have them in the in the Great North where I came from. But when we moved here in the late 70s, there was a store, like it was pretty close to, I mean, you'd call it a neighborhood grocery store. I could have walked to it from where I live. And it was not a grocery store anymore. It was empty. They were in the process of making it into something else, but it still had the pad that you would walk on. Sure. That would, now you walk into the grocery store and you don't even see what you're stepping on that is sensing your arrival, or the camera above you or whatever that makes the doors open. Right. The camera above you that sees you and knows you're there and makes the door open. You used to walk on a black pad that would open the door, the automatic opening door for the grocery store. Yeah, and outside of this grocery store, on that pad, like this abandoned grocery store, was the
Piggly Wiggly face.
So it had to have been a Piggly Wiggly at one time, but that was the last vestiges of Piggly Wiggly that were left when I moved here, at least that I know of.
They are now largely operated as franchises. There are still Piggly Wigglies in 18 states, but they're really, really small towns.
Wow.
So small towns. But yeah, there still are a few Piggly Wigglies around.
While we're talking about grocery stores, how many decisions do you think you make in a day?
Decisions 12.
No, it's got to be more than that.
I don't know. You have to decide what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear.
Yeah.
You got to decide, get stuff together, load stuff in the car. Probably maybe 100.
I would have thought it was more like that too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about loading stuff in the car. I don't know if that's really a decision, unless you're deciding what you're going to
take that or whatever. Yeah.
50 decisions a day.
Really?
I think I've made 50 decisions by 9 o'clock in the morning.
I was going to say, if 10 decisions an hour would be a decision every 6 minutes, which might seem too often. 10 every single hour for 10 hours would be 100 decisions in a day.
Yeah.
Maybe 100 is high. I don't know. I lead sort of a simple life.
I got to decide, am I going to brush my teeth before my coffee or after my coffee? Am I going to eat, what am I going to have for breakfast? Am I going to take, when I take the dog for a walk, where are we going to go? Are we going to do the long walk or are we going to do the short walk? If we're going to do the long walk, am I going to wear tennis shoes or am I going to wear flip-flops? I mean, there's what else am I going to wear? There are so many things, You already have to know what you're going to do for dinner so you can plan for what you're going to do for dinner earlier in the day. And that's just I'm barely out of bed. Do I make the bed now? Do I come back later and make the bed? If I wait, I might not come back and do it. So maybe I should. And apparently, even if it is only 50 decisions a day, we have a really hard time making those decisions. We second guess almost half of the decisions that we make in a day. And here's another thing. One of the places that we second guess our decisions more than any other place is at the grocery store. Really? Isn't that just if it's on a day when I have to go to the grocery store? There's 25 decisions right there.
But that doesn't, for me, that's not a hard thing at all.
It's not?
No.
Why?
Because I get the same stuff every time.
Aren't you concerned?
It's in the same place every time.
Do you read labels though, or look at the different prices, or try to decide, or do you look at look and see this one has more grams of sugar than this one had? Well, look at you. Look at how healthy you are.
Please don't look.
Well,
at me,
maybe not. It might not be healthy on that end, but you're a really healthy decision maker.
Well, but give you an example. My first job in grocery stores was working at Minyard Food Stores. I was working at Minyard Food Stores. I was a little sacker or a bagger, and then I was a stalker. Never was a checker, just a stalker. Not a stalker. I was a stalker. Okay, maybe sometimes.
Depends on who was there.
That's right. Everybody had to come buy food in the old days. And so I'm a stalker, and the Minyard brand was called High Top. It was like
I remember that.
High quality top something. I don't know what it meant. But I always preferred some of those brands. The
generic.
I like
the
those.
store brand.
I liked, for example, the yellow mustard that was High Top mustard. I preferred to French's.
You tasted a difference in yellow mustard?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can tell you the difference between, if you give me a blind taste test on Lowry's garlic salt and McCormick's garlic salt, I can tell you 100%. Oh, absolutely I can.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you could.
Absolutely I can.
Okay.
There is no doubt. Do it sometime.
It's not like
I'm telling
Coke
you.
and Pepsi.
No. It's not like that. But I'm telling you, I can tell a difference. So once I know that's the one I want, maybe the choice is, do I get the big bottle or the small bottle? But I'm going to get that brand because that's the one that I want. And I pay, whatever it costs.
Well, we are messed up. New research reveals that the average American, like I said, second guesses more than 40% of their daily decisions. 1 in 8 people have become such extreme overthinkers that they contemplate nearly every choice they make. So maybe maybe I'm one of those overthinkers. If I'm trying to decide, how long are we going to walk? Which shoes do I wear? Should I make the bed now? Should I make the bed later? Do I brush my teeth before my coffee? Do I brush my teeth after my coffee? So many choices. If you brush your teeth after, it's better for your teeth because whatever you are not brushing off is protecting your teeth from the potential staining of the coffee.
Oh, I think that's
There's
true.
got to be somebody out there who knows that.
But that's got to be true. Logically, it makes sense. After you eat your food, whatever, and you drink your coffee, then you brush your teeth. And it kind of washes off the
So we've decided on that.
Stuff.
That's one fewer decision.
Okay. There you go.
I have to make every day.
There you go. Only 49
I'm working my way back down to 50. There is one thing that I have discovered, though, for me at least, that helps with the grocery shopping and not reading labels not agonizing over what I'm going to buy. Do it online. You still can read labels, but it's a little bit, there's more of an effort. You've got to click on the thing, bring it up, zoom in on the label. And I don't spend a lot of time doing that. If I do the grocery shopping online, this is what I'm going to cook. This is what I need to cook, all that stuff. Yeah. And just make the decisions like that. I go pick it. I mean, I don't, as nice as it would be to have it delivered to the door, I don't generally do that. I do go get it. Yeah.
So do you, are you ever worried about, like, they didn't pick the kind of avocados that I like?
Sometimes that happens.
Like
sometimes that happens, but it's usually not.
Who would have picked up these strawberries for anyone?
Usually not a problem. I think a lot of that has to do with where you shop.
That's
too.
True.
If the selection is pretty good, then chances are it's going to turn out okay.
You're kind of a high end shopper.
I'm not a high end shopper.
But you know what I've done is you can go on now, and at some grocery stores the layout is exactly the same. So if you went, for example, to an Albertsons, the other Albertsons is the same.
Yeah.
Or go to a Kroger.
I like that.
And because you can go online and you can actually say, here are all the things that I want to buy. Put these in the order of the layout of the grocery store.
Oh, wow.
And it will put them in order. I have one. I can show you later.
That's pretty cool.
And then all you have to do is you just circle or highlight the things you need. That's what I do.
I like it.
And it's like, okay, this is where I go. You come in the same door every time. I'm kind of boring that way. But that means I have fewer, decisions I'm, wringing my hands about.
Yeah. You're not much of a hand wringer.
I'm not.
Overall, though.
I'm not.
See, I kind of am a hand wringer.
It's good. Somebody's got to worry.
I don't know. I'm working on it. No one has ever praised my housekeeping skills. I mean, they've never come right out and told me that I'm not a good housekeeper. It's not my favorite thing to do. I love a clean house. Love a clean house. Getting it done is not always my forte. I have had people walk into my house before and say, "Your house is so clean."
Yeah, I've said that before.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, that kind of sounds like this is so unusual.
No,
Your house is so clean.
No, don't read it that way. It's just sometimes it's like wow, you're acknowledging the little bit of extra something. That it took to do it. It's you're saying, or at least I'm saying about anybody. I would say you are really particular. You're that's good. When I say it sort of in a longing way.
Yeah.
Like I'd say, like I wish I were more like that. And actually it's not even a matter of, you could pay somebody to do it. It's not really the same. When you're the one that does it, it is good. When somebody comes in and they go, "Man, your house looks really good."
There is a sense of pride when you get it all done yourself. And if you do have somebody else help you, chances are things are put away in places that you don't know where they are. There are some habits, some bad habits you could break that might help you keep a cleaner house.
Okay.
And I was noticing that in this list of 7 bad habits, there are not 5 of them that I need to work on.
Run down. Let me show my failure. Tell me what they are.
Oh, okay. You want to guess, Eddie?
The first one, there's something about the kitchen. The kitchen is the barometer of the house.
Kitchen's
got to be in there. It's got to be something about dishes or something.
Cleaning your dishes while you're cooking.
Let me say a word about that.
Yeah.
That is the best way to do it. Because I don't like cleaning up stuff. And later, it's a nightmare when stuff is all stacked up.
And then you get the dishes stacked up too.
So you start out with the dishwasher completely empty.
Yeah.
And you start your cooking. And as you get through with one thing, while the other thing is happening, going and cooking, you're cleaning or rinsing anyway, or whatever you have to do, scraping, whatever, and you put it in the thing, and you get those things ready. So people have to eat. So there will be enough at the end, coffee mugs or coffee cups and plates, dessert plates, all the forks and knives and whatnot. But if you get that first part out of the way, it sure makes the last part not tough at all.
I like to do that too because the kitchen is so open to where we eat. That if the kitchen is a mess when dinner is ready, it's on display for the entire meal. But I will say, in defense of anyone who does have a hard time with that, if you have help while you're cooking, that makes it so much easier because, it's just harder to do if you're the only one doing the cooking.
The kitchen.
So kids, get in the kitchen.
Help out.
Help your mom.
Help your mother.
Another one is hoarding stacks of magazines you never read.
Guilty.
I used to be worse about that. I did just start a new magazine subscription, though. I started to get Texas Monthly.
Love Texas Monthly.
Yeah, me too.
Skip Hollandsworth, nut. I love him.
I used to get it a long time ago, and then I just let it lapse, and now it's kind of nice to have it around again.
Sure.
The thing is, though, I do need to read it.
Yeah, you should.
I don't want them to just pile up
right.
because that can certainly make a mess.
Okay.
Another one, throwing clothes and accessories on a chair. I do that. At least I don't throw it like on a stationary bike or a treadmill or something like that in my bedroom. At least it is just, it's because I keep the stationary bike in another room. If it was in my bedroom, it would probably be covered with
coat
clothes
hangers.
too. Yeah. I really should. I should just give it, 5 minutes every evening and clear all of that
10-minute tidy
off. Yeah. 10-minute tidy.
Yeah.
Look
we
at
used to
you.
do that. We used to do it with the kids, just say, everybody just get up. Just stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
10 minutes. Everybody do something.
My mom
pick something up and let's do a 10-minute tidy.
My mom used to call it a 15-minute miracle.
There you
She needed 5 more minutes from you, but the results were going to be really awesome.
That's really good.
Okay, so here's another one. Tossing random items in a junk drawer.
Okay, let me defend the junk drawer for a second. You have to have a drawer that sometimes has masking tape, keys to places you don't even know what they are anymore.
Yeah.
A hammer. A small screwdriver. You got to have maybe
buttons,
some baggies, some buttons.
Some tacks.
Yeah, some tacks. Some different things like some clothespins.
A little pad of paper for a grocery list. If anybody does that anymore.
In case you make a note on something. So I'm a fan of the junk drawer.
Yeah, and it's okay to have a junk drawer. Just make sure that you're strategic about it. Like if you keep things, if you're going to have, you're going to keep those keys in there, have like a little dedicated place for just
like
the
that.
keys. If you're going to throw paper clips in there, or change, have a little bowl or a box for those things so that it's not just, bulging out and you can barely open the drawer to get more stuff in it. When my kids were little, once I do pretty well with this now, but when the kids were little, I sent my son to go get a pair of scissors or something like that. And he asked where they were, and I said, look in the junk drawer. And he said, which one? And he was totally sincere because there were probably 3 drawers in the kitchen at any given time that were just catch-all, full of stuff. So I'm doing better. I'm growing out of my bad habits little by little.
Junk drawer. That is the Wilder Show podcast. A reminder, Lauren, tell us what we should do with emailing and why we're emailing real quick before we go.
If you would like to spend the evening with us, if you're available and would like to spend the evening with us, Friday, October 3rd, in the North Texas area.
At a fun event.
At a very fun event. There will be food involved. There will be music involved. Great company. From like-minded people.
There you go.
Other people who enjoy the Wilder Show podcast.
There you go.
If you would like to have an opportunity to get in on this with us, it is for a limited number of guests. So get your email to us quickly.
Yes.
Send us an email to podcast@wildershow.com.
Very good. So podcast at wildershow.com. The Wilder Show podcast drops Tuesdays and Fridays, 6 a.m. Central Time on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeart, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts.
And like-minded in that you like the Wilder Show podcast, or maybe you would like an audience with us to tell us all the things we're doing wrong.
That's right. Yeah.
That could be, could make for interesting conversation too.
I can't wait. Wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, Wilder Show podcast is now on the TikTok. Wilder Show. Just search.
That's what all the kids call it.
What do they call it?
The TikTok.
Yeah, we're on the TikTok.
We're on the TikTok.
We're on the TikTok. You'll find it. Search Wilder Show, and you'll find it. It's at Wilder Show. You'll see the logo, Wilder Show Podcast. Anyway, we're on the TikTok, and you find us there. And really do spread that around. Spread the news around, kids. We look forward to your email so we can tell you more about our little fun thing. Podcast@wildershow.com. Okay. Like, rate, follow, subscribe, share us in all of these places, wherever we are. And Lauren, thank you.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next time.
Dun, dun, dun.